We'll take questions for Coach. Please raise your hand around the room, and we will get to as many people as we can. We'll take the first question in the back right.
Good evening, Valencia King, Real Talk Sports out of Dallas. Jason, it takes a lot of work for these players to get to this level. Part of that work is the experience that they have in the G League. What does it say that 22 alumni are represented in the finals from the G League?
Yeah, I think that's a great number. Also lets you know that the G League is doing the right thing. The development of the G League and being able to have those players participate on the biggest stage. And so, again, 22, that's a lot. And so that's a great honor, and hopefully one of them can have an impact in this series.
Right side, Mike.
Mike Curtis, Dallas Morning News. Luka and Kyrie have seen a lot of different defenses, especially throughout the playoffs. Just how do you expect Boston to defend them, at least to start this series?
Yeah, well, you're talking about the second best defense. We saw that the best defense in Minnesota, and so now we're going against the second best. And so understanding they have a lot of great defenders one-on-one, and so we expect that they're going to continue to throw different bodies at Luka and Kai. And so those two as our quarterbacks, have to be able to read of who's guarding them, and then being able to get the right guys in the pick and roll. We truly believe those two will make the right decisions, but when you talk about individual defense, Boston is one that will read a lot of the pick and rolls, but also in the ISOs just play you one-on-one.
Howard, back right.
Howard back from The Ringer. Hey, Jason.
Hey, how you doing, Howard?
Good. There's been reports that the Lakers might be interested in Dan Hurley, which has kind of raised the old questions about whether college coaches can succeed in the NBA. And there have been a lot of different paths there, right? You went straight from playing to coaching without being an assistant. People raised questions about that. Everybody's had their own path there. I'm curious, do you think there's any one way to do this or any commonalities among coaches who have succeeded regardless of whether they were an NBA assistant first, a college assistant first, whatever the path may be?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think there's a lot of different paths. I'm happy when you talk about Hurley being mentioned as a candidate, JJ being mentioned, two different paths that could become head coaches in this league. Both basketball IQ is extremely high. Whoever the Lakers choose, that's up to them. But when you talk about championships, Hurley has won two at UConn. I've gotten to play with Hurley in high school. He is a warrior. He's a champion. And so coaching runs deep in their blood, in that family. And so if he was to become a Laker, that's incredible for him and his family, but also for the Lakers. But JJ also, has a basketball IQ and understands how to play the game the right way. And so either candidate is going to be great for the Lakers to choose from. But the path, there's a lot of different paths. Mark Jackson set the path for us who gotten older, who could not move, to figure out what we can do next. So when you talk about, the path, Mark Jackson set the path. I've always thanked Mark privately that he gave us old-timers a chance to do something and still be involved in the game at a high level. And so I chose that path, and I got lucky that the owners believed that I could do it.
In the front, Melissa on the right.
Melissa Rowland, Fox Sports. We all know how much winning the 2011 championship meant to you. Would becoming the first former superstar turned coach to win a championship match or exceed that for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. I haven't really thought about that. 2011, at the end of that game, just understanding what, there's no one else to play. We're playing our best basketball. And, being rookies, we didn't know how to really celebrate, winning a championship. But when you sit there and you digest the situation of understanding that you just won a championship, it's just surreal because as a kid, that's what you dream about. As a kid, you're watching the first game one, Boston against Dallas, and that's all you're working for is to be able to win a championship because you want to be like Magic, you want to be like Mike. And so to be able to do that in 11 was incredible. And it's something that I will always treasure. That group of guys that we're linked to with Rick Carlisle as a coach who led us, was incredible. And when we started that journey, no one had us winning a championship, so that was cool too.
Dorothy on the front right.
Hi, Dorothy.
Dorothy Gentry, iMessenger Media, Dallas, Texas. What did you tell your players, especially the younger players, about the stage tonight, those who haven't been here before?
Yeah, it's no different than the Western Conference stage. It's basketball. It's just a little bit more of you guys. But to embrace, as I talked this morning, before we started talking about Boston, was the guys who get all the attention or most of the attention, share it with the younger guys who aren't getting interviewed. So when it is time for them to get interviewed, they know how to handle it. And so I just shared that with the team this morning. Is to understand, Kai and Luka, this is also a great time to share how to handle things with the younger players, because a lot of them haven't been in this situation. So Luka's been in this situation since he was born. Kai's been in this situation for a couple of times now. So for those guys to be able to share it with them is my message. And the basketball message is it's basketball, and to have fun and embrace it and enjoy it.
Over here on the left side on the aisle.
Robert Littell, BSO. Being a former All-Star, Hall of Fame point guard like yourself, how has that helped your relationship with Kyrie Irving, and how excited are you for him to be in this final and to see how he's been embraced through this journey through the playoffs?
Yeah, I think when you talk about Kai and Luka as our quarterbacks, the respect that we have for one another. Understand we all three have played the same position. Those two are a little bit more gifted than I am, and so the trust for one another, for Kai and myself. I've known Kai since I played in New Jersey. To see his journey, he's a champion. He's won, and now has us back into the finals on the biggest stage. And he's always enjoyed this, situation. He always gets to celebrate his birthday first, even though we're born on the same day. But just to understand what he's gone through, that you can grow from different situations, and he's definitely done that, and he's really embraced Dallas, and he's playing his best basketball yet.
Last three questions will go in the third row, over there for two, and then in the back.
Jason Tomer with Clutch Points right here. I was just curious. You may have been asked about this, so I apologize. But only 3 players, I believe, have won their first championship after year 17 or later. You're one of them, and Al is trying to do the same this year. Just curious. One, what have you made of Al's just perseverance throughout his career getting here, and what do you remember about getting through that many years? I think both of you guys lost in the finals before you finally won one. Him not yet, but. What do you remember about that? Just trying to get there and persevering through all those years.
Yeah, I think when you talk about Al's journey, it's been incredible. It just seems like he's getting younger. He's been on great teams. He's always been a great teammate from afar, from what I've heard. And so just understanding his skill set, being able to guard everyone on the floor as a teammate, being able to also stretch the floor, being able to shoot the three. And so longevity, he's doing something right, when you talk about eating and taking care of your body, and also mentally, because it can become draining. It can become where maybe I want to, get on with my life and do something different. But again, his goal is to try to win a championship. Our goal is to try to delay that. But again, he's going to be one that's going to have an impact in this series.
Same row, next.
Jason Shane with Forbes. I'm curious, with the amount of playmaking guards Boston has on the floor at the same time, does that make it harder to want to put 2 on the ball, or do you still have to throw multiple different coverages at them?
Yeah, they've seen every coverage, just like Luka and Kai, so we got to be able to change it up. We can't give them a steady diet of one thing. They'll pick you apart. Again, when you get multiple bodies on the ball, that's when the 3 comes into play. So hopefully we can stay out of that situation.
Brad, last question in the back left.
Hey, Jason. Brad Townsend, Dallas Morning News. Understandably, you're getting a lot of questions about 2011, but it was 30 years ago this month that the Mavs drafted you, and I was just wondering, what would 21-year-old Jason Kidd think about what 51-year-old Jason Kidd is doing right now?
Laugh. No, I think that's a great question, Brad. I think when you talk about 21, you're naive and understand that you think you're going to win a championship because of Jimmy and Jamal, and you got 3 young babies out there, and you forget about MJ and all the other great players in the league, John Stockton and Karl Malone, and so at that time, what 21-year-old would say that you have to be crazy to get into coaching, but to continue to keep working on your craft and understand at some point you're going to be able to help a group of young men win a championship, and I would have believed that, and I was hoping that I can get them across the finish line.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Brett.